Good morning. It is day 22 of our scripture journaling, and it is a beautiful day here in Utah. However, I'm still in my office. I recorded these messages ahead of time because I knew I was going to be extremely busy when I was in Utah at a conference. But today's my last day. I should be back with you live tomorrow, as long as my flights aren't delayed and there are no problems with weather. I will be back live with you tomorrow morning. Okay? So let's go ahead and get started. So today is the 22nd, day 22, and our scripture this morning is Isaiah 43:2. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. That's pretty powerful, isn't it? It's totally normal, though, to feel like you are alone when the world around you seems to be falling apart. You might feel like you're drowning at times and you can't breathe. But this verse talks to us about when this will happen, not if. You will pass through waters, you'll pass through rivers, you'll even pass through fire. But what we need to remember is God will always give you a way out because he wants to save your life. So King David once prayed in Psalm 69:1, "Save me, O God, for the waters have come up to my neck." Have you ever felt like that? I know I have. There have been many times when I feel like the water is right here and I'm reaching out and there's no one to help me. But there is. There's always someone to help us. God is always there for us. Isaiah 43 was written by the prophet Isaiah after he received the prophetic message from God. And he wrote down these words that God was speaking to him, and then he told the Israelites everything that was said. God was comforting his people with these words, and he was reminding them that he was their Redeemer and he would be with them just like he was when they left Egypt. I think the Lord mentions these two extreme trials. The first is overwhelming floods, while the other is danger of hot fire. There isn't much more that I can think of that can be out of control as floods and fires, right? God makes sure that he tells us, I will be with you. It's the same thing Jesus said in the Great Commission before ascending in Matthew 28:20. So times of fire are inevitable. You can't evade them, but God tells us that that flame isn't meant to burn you. It's meant to purify you. So God may not always change our circumstances when we're going through bad times, but he has promised to see us through and never leave us. And when we trust that he's going to be there for us, our faith grows so much stronger. We're strengthened with the belief that God will never fail us, which in the end helps us to minister to other people that are going through the same trials, right? How many times have you been through something and then where you were the only one available that could help somebody else in that same position later in life? I know it's happened to me. So if you're facing turbulent waters right now, or if you're in the middle of a raging fire, hold on to the promises of God and stand firm in your faith. And if you do, Jesus will speak to those waves and he'll tell them to be still. And guess what? They're going to listen. They're going to listen. So I want you to keep this in mind. Let me know down below, what are your thoughts about this scripture? What did you think of when you think of the passing through the waters, through the rivers, and how that they will try to sweep over you, but that God will protect you from them, right? So when I was looking at different pictures to put in my journal, oh my goodness, I came up with such an amazing picture. I kept trying to think of fire and water at the same time, because how many of us have felt like we've been consumed by both fire and water at the same time? I know I have. And I found it. I found this picture. I printed it off. I did what I always do, and I color on the back of it, and I sketched it onto the inside. And this is what I came up with. So see how the water is running, and yet there is fire all around. And yet there is God saying, I will be with you. So this was a very powerful image to me. I could not wait to journal this and put this in my journal with the fire and with the waves, with the water surrounding it. So I hope that you will remember this scripture whenever you are going through tough times. God will always be with you, right? Have there been times in your life when you felt like God wasn't there? Did you forget to call out and ask him to reach down to you? Remember, you've got to be calling out to him and having him reach to you so that he can reach down and you can reach back up to him. So, thank you so much for joining me on this July 22nd. It is a Friday, day 22 in our scripture. I cannot believe we've gone this long. Every single day we have been here for you. Please keep inviting your friends. If you know someone else who loves to journal or who is interested in journaling and learning to journal, invite them to come, okay? So I don't approve them in the group until they have said that they want to be part of it. I won't just approve people if you invite them. So you've got to make sure that you reach out to them, tell them you're inviting them, and then once they answer the questions, then I will approve them, okay? All right, thank you so much. I would love to hear your comments down below. Don't forget, like this video when you've watched it. That helps you know which videos you've watched and which ones you haven't, because I know that now that there's 22 of them in there, it's hard to remember which ones we've already watched, right? All right, so thank you for joining me. I will be back here tomorrow morning. Let's see here. Where is my stuff? 23 is James 4:7. I love James. James is one of my favorite books of the Bible. So James 4:7. That will be your scripture for tomorrow. Thank you for joining me today, and have a very blessed day.